Ever wondered how to make the perfect cheesy spinach dip bread bowl? This is the dish that has taken the culinary world by storm. It's the perfect blend of warm, gooey cheese, nutritious spinach, and crusty bread. All you need is a round loaf of bread, some cream cheese, shredded cheese of your choice, spinach, a couple of garlic cloves, and a dollop of butter. Surely your mouth is watering already? Well, worry not, because making this heavenly dish is easier than you think. Start with the bread. An integral part of the dish, the bread serves as the bowl for the cheesy spinach dip. Now, to transform this everyday loaf into a hearty vessel, we'll need to hollow it out. Be gentle, we want to keep the exterior intact. A bread knife works wonders here. Once we've carved out a generous cavity, don't discard the innards. These bread pieces will make excellent dippers later on. Next, we'll add a touch of flavor to our bread bowl. Melt some butter, add a hint of finely minced garlic, then brush this aromatic fusion inside the bowl. The butter not only imparts a rich flavor, but also creates a barrier that helps keep the bread from getting soggy too soon. Finally, we bake it. Let it sit in a hot oven until it crisps up nicely. The result is a golden, fragrant bread bowl, ready to cradle our cheesy spinach dip. Now that the bread is ready, it's time to prepare that delicious spinach filling. The heart of this dish is the spinach dip. Let's dive right into the process, shall we? Start by grabbing a skillet, preferably non-stick, and warming it up over medium heat. Add a splash of olive oil, just enough to coat the bottom of the pan. Once the oil is shimmering, it's time to introduce the garlic. Crush or mince about 2 cloves, toss them in the pan and let them sizzle until you smell that rich garlicky aroma wafting through your kitchen. Now, for the star of the show, the spinach. For this recipe, we'll need about 1.5 cups of fresh spinach. Don't worry about the volume, as spinach wilts down considerably when cooked. Add the spinach to the pan, stirring it around to make sure it's all coated in that delicious garlic-infused oil. Sauté until it's wilted and vibrant green, which should take about 2 to 3 minutes. Once the spinach is cooked down, you'll want to transfer it to a chopping board. Give it a rough chop, just to make it more manageable. It's now time to create the creamy base of our dip. Grab a mixing bowl and add 8 ounces of cream cheese. Make sure it's softened to ensure easy mixing. To this, add a cup of shredded cheese. You could use a mix of mozzarella and cheddar for a nice balance of flavor and meltiness. To the cheese, add the chopped spinach and garlic mix. Stir everything together until it's well combined. Now we're on to the seasoning. Start with a ½ teaspoon of salt, a ¼ teaspoon of black pepper, and a pinch of red pepper flakes for a little kick. Feel free to adjust these to taste, but remember, the cheese will add some saltiness too. Give everything a final stir until it's all well incorporated. You should end up with a rich, creamy, and vibrant green spinach dip that's begging to be slathered into a bread bowl and baked until golden and bubbly. With the spinach dip ready, you're just one step away from the final cheesy, crispy delight. Now comes the fun part, bringing it all together. After all your hard work, it's time to assemble our cheesy spinach dip bread bowl. Take your beautifully hollowed out and toasted bread bowl and start spooning in your creamy, vibrant spinach dip. Fill it right to the brim. Let it overflow if you like, the more the merrier. Once the bread bowl is generously filled, sprinkle a good amount of your favorite cheese on top. We want a nice, thick layer that will melt into a bubbly, golden crust. Pop the bread bowl back into the oven that's been preheated, of course. Allow it to bake until the cheese on top has melted into a bubbly, delectably golden layer. This usually takes about 10 to 15 minutes, but keep an eye on it. When you see that beautiful golden crust, it's time to take it out. Let it cool for a bit, but not too long. We want to serve it while it's still warm. And there you have it. A perfect cheesy spinach dip bread bowl ready to be devoured. A dish that's sure to impress at any gathering, the cheesy spinach dip bread bowl is a winner. We've walked through the steps together, from preparing the bread bowl, crafting the decadent spinach dip, to assembling the dish. It's a straightforward recipe, yet the result is an irresistible explosion of flavors. The gooey cheese, the creamy spinach, and the crispy bread bowl all come together to create a dish that's as delightful to eat as it is to serve. So go ahead, try this recipe out and let the cheesy goodness win you over. Until next time, happy cooking.